Well, hello everyone. Dan Hurd with Dan Hurd Prospecting here. Welcome back to my channel. And if you're new, welcome. I hope to earn your subscription today. I am here on my very own creek. Yes, I own this one. It's on my property. I'm here at my very own creek to do some winter prospecting. Doing some gold panning in the snow. We are 9 days off official start to winter, but up here in Canada, it's already started. So wish me luck, and I hope you enjoy. Now, as you can see, we have had our first good snowfall. Yes, there is snow on the ground, but the ground is not yet frozen. So I can still dig some gravels that are hidden by this snow. And I found a little spot over here, sheltered by some trees, that actually doesn't have a snow on it, but has some great looking gravels. Now, I'm sure there's some of you out there right now saying, Dan, you're nuts to be out there in that cold weather trying to gold pan. And well, I think to be a gold prospector, you gotta be a bit nuts. But I'm gonna explain in this video what I do to protect myself from the cold so that I can continue doing this great hobby even into the winter. Now, as I said a second ago, the grounds here are not yet frozen. It's actually quite loose, easy to dig. Now, if this was frozen, I would not be out of luck. I actually came today prepared to start a fire. And what I would have done is I would have found a place, maybe not with trees on top, but a place that I wanted to dig, and I would have built a fire and let it burn for a few hours to let the ground thaw. I've actually planned this trip to come over 2 days. I was planning on the first day just to get ready for panning, thawing ground, all that kind of stuff. And on the second day to do the panning. Luckily, the ground's still thawed. I could get right to it. And I love the look of this spot here. The river at high water has washed all the gravels away from this bench here. There used to be gravels here. You can tell because of all the roots of the trees that were growing here. There used to be material here that everything was growing in. But when the river came to our big floods, it washed away the gravels that were sitting here and exposed the bedrock, this fractured up bedrock. As it washed away all the gravels, anything heavy like the black sands or the gold should have settled down into the cracks or into the pockets down on the bedrock. So this little spot here should show me some nice gold. This looks like a good spot right here to get started. There we go. Cleaned as best I can. And for the first pan, it's just gonna be a quarter pan. I wanna see if I can find my first flake of gold before I explain a bit more to you. And there we go, the first piece of gold for the day. Gold! There we be, the first piece of gold in the first pan. There's actually a couple, but that's the nicest one. Now, I'm not surprised I found gold there. There is gold everywhere on this creek. That fine gold. Pretty much anywhere I dig, I can find specks like that. Though I'm hoping this bench here shows me some bigger pieces as well. So I am very much not prepared for today. And the reason behind that is I was planning to come down here, start a fire, sit back, enjoy the creek a bit, and come down tomorrow to do the panning. When I found that those gravels were still thawed, well, that changed the whole plan. But I didn't bring down everything I needed. It's all still up there. And it is getting very late in the day right now. So I'm only gonna do a little bit right now, and then I'll continue this video tomorrow when I have all the equipment down here doing a whole lot of panning. First, let's talk about winter panning a bit. So that stuff there is pretty darn cold. In fact, it's very warm out here right now. We're probably above freezing at the moment. It's not bad at all. We can do this panning thing way into the winter, like 10 below zero. What is that in Fahrenheit? Well, 10 degrees below freezing. It's not a problem as long as you're prepared. First off, You see me walking through this ice cold water. Why aren't I cold because of it? Well, it's these waders. These neoprene waders are very thick neoprene. I don't know what the thickness is of these, but they're thick. You can see by the snow that's just on the surface, the heat from my body is not penetrating through to even melt the snow. They keep me toasty warm and very, very warm into the extremely cold, freezing temperatures. In fact, I think the coldest I have panned is about -20, and that is darn cold. It was probably only -15, but still darn cold. And when it gets that cold, these neoprene waders, these things, need a little bit of help. And what I do to help them out is I wear underneath, I wear thermal long underwear on top of my pants and then into the waders. Those 3 layers keep me toasty warm no matter how cold it gets. I was just digging a pan so I could continue talking about what I wear in cold weather while I panned, and I came across this pocket down the bottom of the bedrock. I'm not sure if the camera's picking that up, but that is almost pure black sands down there. That's how much this bedrock here is concentrating the heavies. Pure black sand down at the bottom. Let's hope it's containing gold. Let's hope it's not pure. Let's hope it contains gold. Now, as I pan down the next pan, yes, I have no classifier with me today. It's up there somewhere, but I'll bring it down for tomorrow. As I pan out the next pan, let's talk about the gloves for a second. It is darn cold water, and yes, you can put your hands in that water, but that will cool you off very fast, and you will become very uncomfortable very quickly if you start putting your hands in that. So we use rubber gloves. Now these rubber gloves that I use are actually sandblasting gloves I get from a place called Princess Auto up here. And they're meant to go into sandblasting cabinets. They're very thick, very strong, very durable. I can dig all day long and not wear through them. And they have a very long cuff on them. It goes way up so I can actually put my hands way down into the water without filling my gloves. These gloves by themselves are good for winter panning. In fact, right now in this temperature, that's all I would need. When it gets colder out, I put a cotton glove underneath, and that gives me a layer of insulation. If anyone's panned for any length of time in rubber gloves by themselves, you will know when your hands come out, they are disgusting. They stink so bad. Wearing cotton gloves actually stops that. It gives you that barrier between the plastic and your skin so the sweat doesn't just stew in there. And wearing cotton gloves keeps your hands smelling much better. And again, I can go very cold if I do the cotton gloves with the rubber. In this temperature right now, the rubber gloves would have been enough. Not only am I one-handed panning, I'm left-handed panning. What am I doing? I'm right-handed. And as long as you don't put your hand in the water, you don't need the rubber glove at all. Oh yeah, specks of gold everywhere. I'm seeing like 10 or 12 in there right now. Maybe even more. Oh yeah, a whole lot more. It's fine gold, but there's lots of it. There we be, not bad at all. I think my dozen pieces of gold was a bit of an underestimate. Who was able to count all that in that time? Leave a comment below. It may be small, but it's plentiful. And of course, even my snuffer bottle's back up at the truck. But I'm panning, and it's winter. It makes me happy. Now here's something I should point out that is kind of a must for cold weather panning. Well, for me it is at least. I may have a nice beard to keep my neck warm, but the back of my neck, the side of my neck are so vulnerable to not only the cold, but dripping water off the trees above, that it's very important to me to wear a scarf or something around your neck. And considering it's probably still hunting season out here, something with a very bright color, this one is reversible, to make sure that there's no hunter that mistakes you for a buck. I should probably have that turned around actually. Now I am having fun here, so I think I'll just leave the gold in my pan. That was that spot right there. First was over here, second was over there. That's all in my pan right now. I think I'm just gonna leave the gold in my pan, do one more pan, and see how much gold I can get there. This fine gold, you do run the risk of losing if you leave it in your pan. But that's like 20 cents worth of gold. It's not gonna break the bank if I lose a speck or two. I think for this pan, I'm gonna go right into that broken up bedrock. See if a picker has been hidden in behind. Oh yeah, juicy stuff all through. Yummy. Well, nothing big in the last one, so let's go for another. Pan number 3, kind of 4. And there's also a lot of people that say it's their feet that get cold first. Well, real wool socks make a huge difference. So I use the old-fashioned gray ones, you know, with a white top, red line maybe. Those things have really good insulating properties, even if they get wet. Real wool socks on your feet will keep your feet nice and toasty warm. Well, again, nothing big, but lots and lots of fine gold and a massive amount of black sand. That's all just straight black sand. I must have a cup of it in there. There must be 100 or 200 little specks of gold, though. Tiny stuff everywhere. Betcha Polly would love to come and snipe these bedrock pools down here, and he's crazy enough to do it in this winter weather too. Have found nuggets here. Now, as I said, I plan to do this video tomorrow actually, and tomorrow's panning will be in this video. So I think right now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna head up to the cabin, make myself a coffee, sit back and relax, get all my equipment ready for tomorrow, and then we'll hit it in earnest tomorrow. And we'll actually do the real panning tomorrow, but it'll be right here in this video. One problem with wearing such warm equipment is when you start hiking, it gets really hot really fast. Well, I just checked the weather report and it's calling for a snowstorm tomorrow. We'll see. Could be exciting. Well, hello for day 2. Today, I am prepared. I brought the pan with classifier, I brought an actual shovel today, I brought the vacuum cleaner to clean off that bedrock, and a bucket for the cons, all sorts of stuff. We're ready to do some panning in earnest today. There was gold in that pan, but not a lot. I will be throwing those cons into that bucket and doing another pan. We will be doing a lot of sand today to get down onto the good stuff, so I'm not surprised if some of these overburden pans will just have a few flakes in them. Let's let the moss live. And pan 2. Got a real nice pan from in there. It was all broken up bedrock, but then it went down onto this smooth layer of it. So I was breaking off a surface of cracked up bedrock, then down onto the hard stuff. This pan should be good. One more scoop. And then again, maybe not. Maybe moving that direction was not the right choice. Maybe I need to go up there. I may regret this shortly, but I've ditched the rubber gloves. Just easier in bare hands. And the water's not that cold yet. Less black sand at this spot. Maybe less black sand and more gold. Let's have a look. I'm seeing small specks. Where'd all the gold go? I had such a good pan yesterday. Just small specks, and not many of them. Okay, time to change tactics to something that works, because what I'm doing is not working. I think I'm gonna vacuum out the bottom of this and see if maybe the gold's all sitting on the bedrock and I'm just skipping over it with a shovel. Okay, lots of vacuuming. Lots of little holes like this that I never would have been able to scrape with a shovel got cleared out with the vacuum. And yeah, it's a really good job cleaning it all out. Let's see if there was any gold sitting on bedrock. And there it is. There's the material I got off the bottom. I rinsed out the hose already. It's down there. May have to put my camera on its tripod. Nonsense. I can do this. And there we are. All cleaned out. Let's look for gold. Yeah, I don't think my hands could do this very long without gloves. Well, there was definitely more sitting on bedrock than there was in other places, but still, I want to find a bigger piece. Maybe I'm going to go downstream a bit and see if I can find a crack or crevice that I can snipe and get something good from. And don't worry, I'll show you all the good gold at the end. And all the bad gold, too. Well, I've taken half a bucket from behind this rock, down in that hole, right there. That should be 2 pans worth. I'll pan it all out at once and see if there's anything bigger behind the rock, down in that hole. I'm on bedrock down there. I went in with my hands and scooped a little bit, but it's too cold to have my hands in the water like that. There's a lot more down there that could have good gold. Let's see what's in there. Well, again, a dozen specks, but nothing substantial. Still loving being out here. It is amazing. Love this place. And I am still finding okay gold. Another spot of busted up bedrock. See if it holds anything surprising. Big shovel full. Didn't bring the classifier down for this trip. Didn't classify this. Classifier. Little pieces. Now, some of you are probably questioning, Dan, why are you on that creek that's not producing very much gold when you have so many claims that produce awesome gold? If you haven't seen my other videos, you might want to go back and check out my channel and check out some of the gold I've pulled out of other claims. Well, that's all to do with this last fall. This last fall was insanely busy. I was off doing a video with Mr. Beast down in North Carolina. I was down to California with the mine operators and Jason. I was all over the place. My dream claim, I ran a machine operation up there. I spent almost no time at home with my family. And I burnt out. I started missing my family. I started missing my home. I started really questioning why I was doing this. So I made a conscious decision for the fall and winter here, the rest of the fall and the winter here. I'm gonna stay close to home, close to my family, and just spend some time for myself rather than these great big road trips off to my great claims. I almost actually at one point quit YouTube. I honestly said, I'm done. I can't do this anymore. So I came to my senses and decided for a while I'm just gonna stick around the local area so I can actually spend some time with my family. And I absolutely love this place. Even though the gold's not great, every once in a while I find a good piece. The gold is here, but the creek, I absolutely love being down on this creek. Okay, one more pan from up here somewhere, and then we'll go see what we got for the day. Okay, great looking crevice in there, and I got onto some clay type stuff down there. Nice full pan. Can I end off the day with a good pan? picker in the last pan? Is that too much to ask for? Oh, that's cold water. This'll have to be my last pan. My fingers are freezing. No picker, but a nice pan to end off the day with. Let me show you. And there we go. End off the day with a pan full of gold. That'll keep you warm in the winter time. That's what'll keep you warm. Ah! My classifier is floating away. Get back here. Okay, let's take this gold home and see what it looks like all cleaned up. Now let's see how much gold that was. All cleaned up. Not very much. It comes out to 0.133 grams. Nice. Now I think what I'm going to do with this gold is mix it back in with its black sand, all the concentrates, dry it out, and put it into one pay dirt bag that will go up in my auctions. And if you want the challenge of removing extremely fine gold from heavy black sands, or the frustration as the case may be, you can get this on my website, www.danhurdprospecting.com, in the auction. Hope you all enjoyed the video, and until the next one, bye.